Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
BooBaes.
BooBaes. Hi. Good morning.
Hello, good morning,
Welcome.
America.
Yes.
Or the whole world. I don't know where you're listening from.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad.
Hello, Dad. Hello, Mom. I was singing Joan Jett just a second ago. And then now we brought in the cherry bomb.
Cherry bomb.
That was fun. Well, hey.
Yeah. Hello. It's
Welcome.
Nice to see you again.
I am Caitlin.
And I'm Joshua.
That's right. And this is
BooBaes.
BooBaes, the spine-chilling, not really at all, horror movie review podcast where, we take the scary movies and we review them for you, so you don't, if you're scared of them,
You can listen to it.
You can listen to
You
it.
don't have to go through the scariness of watching the whole movie, and you can just
and
hear us
still
talk about
talk
it.
to your friend. Yeah.
You can make
Or
it.
you can watch it with us and say, yeah, I like that movie, or boo, and
Which
give it a boo rating
honestly,
with us.
That kind of sounds more fun, right?
Yeah.
You just want to watch it.
You should go watch the
You should
movie.
watch it.
They're all good.
Today's movie,
Is amazing.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
That's right. The original.
1974.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Watching this really, so Halloween's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and watching this really made me want to be like a sexy Leatherface.
Ooh, okay.
Like I want to wear the mask, and I want the lipstick one, you know, with the blue eyeshadow.
Yes.
And then just kind of wear like just an apron.
Put some fake blood on you.
Yeah.
Get you in
Or
some tattered
just like a
clothing.
blue suit coat kind of thing, like tight, like buttoned very, because like
very tight,
at the
sexy.
end, and I have the black cowboy boots he's wearing. So not
That's
the same
it.
exact, but like I could wear like the black cowboy boots with like the suit jacket and then the face and then have a chainsaw. That would be, wouldn't that be
That
cool?
would be really cool.
There's also,
digging it.
there's this one illustration. Oh man, I wonder where it is.
Good old Leatherface. Sexy Leatherface.
It's like, it says stuff like, you like giving head makes me come or something like that. But then it's like Leatherface chopping off someone's
Oh my
head.
gosh.
But then it's like, it's really sexy. I don't know. It's so funny. Who makes those illustrations?
Start that off from the top. Come.
I'll have to find it. I believe it's the witches, the Mountain Witch, who does these illustrations. I have a few of their shirts.
I love it.
But they do like fun, spooky horror movie ones. It's just like a bunch of like Satan eating ass and shit.
If only y'all could see this.
I love it. We'll have to tag the Mountain Witch. But look, like, see, they've got
Oh yeah. It's freaking
Beetlejuice
awesome.
and stuff, and then
Such a good movie.
and look, some girls swallow. I love that. Ooh, I want a sexy shark girl like this now
Oh my
too, because I
God.
have a sexy shark. Here we go.
Jaws.
Oh, it says "Give me head," but I want to be like this
Ooh.
for Halloween. Wouldn't that be
That
so
is
cute?
really cool. See, that's what I was envisioning is the apron
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says "Give me head," and then it's like sexy leather
You
face.
can have it like cinched in at the waist, and like
Just have my ass completely out.
or some chaps.
Yeah,
That'd be cute too.
that would be
If like you needed to keep it like more.
classy. I love this one too.
Or just
Devil's
not
Gotta
public
Eat.
nudity. The devil's gotta eat.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love their art.
What is that again? I need to follow them.
Their Instagram is the Mountain Witch, but
Okay.
witch it's 2 V's.
Got it.
So
okay.
it's
Noted.
VV instead of W. Yeah. Anyways, great art. I have a few of their shirts. I love them.
Look into it.
And then that illustration.
So I love that for you. We'll think, is that locked in? That's
Maybe
definitely what you
I
do?
was
It's just an
feeling
option.
really inspired this morning while watching
Okay,
it. I was
yeah.
like, I really want to do that now. Because then I popped back to that illustration in my head, and I was like, that would be cute. But then, like, that's not one that I could wear to, like, school with my students and stuff. Because that's
You
just,
can have iterations of it throughout the day.
where I just lose clothing
basically until the
as I go on
final night.
until it's just an apron.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little yellow heels with it too,
It's cute.
like a mustardy kind of yellow patent leather heel
Yeah.
with like that yellow kind of tarpy
There's something
apron.
about a hill that really just
Ties the look together,
it really does.
and it'll make the booty pop.
And it's just like a hill is just so like even like it's just a hill speaks power to me, you know, like
Makes you go clip clop clip clop.
mm-hmm.
Anyways, you should be a sexy
One of them.
horror film person too.
I'm gonna probably do something along the lines of the classic slashers, but yeah, I should do something sexy. I didn't even really think about that. I don't really.
We'll just all be sexy.
Yeah, sexy.
Sexy slashers. Sexy slashers.
I love it.
That's our side cult. I don't know.
Join it
Side cult, sexy slashers.
if you're sexy. Come on.
Yeah. If you're uggo, get away. Just kidding.
We're
Anyways.
just kidding. We're very inclusive. We love everybody.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was I had watched it earlier in the week, and then I watched it again last night a little bit, and then I even watched a little bit more this morning, trying to just like get all my oats from it, and it's just so good.
It is so good.
It is really good.
I will say, so the opening sequence is iconic.
Yeah, with that industrial sounding. You do it way better than I
Yeah,
can. I want to.
I don't know what it is.
So the
I
guy.
don't know if it's supposed to be the camera flashing, but like because the
Right.
camera flashes.
Yeah, as it's going with it.
Yeah.
But also, it's used in other iterations, and there's not a camera flash
Oh,
sometimes. With
so I
it.
guess it's just the sound.
But so the guy who I had his name earlier, but who did all the like the composition of those sounds, like he just recorded a bunch of industrial like sounds in his home, and that's what he got out of that.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love the whole like behind the scenes, like when you just watch the sound makers and stuff, like
And
when
they're,
you're
like-
just recording them.
They're
Yeah.
like waving tin like aluminum stuff, and,
Doing all
like,
this wild shit,
walking
and
on
it's like,
stuff,
how in the
cracking
world is
stuff.
that
And it's
making
the
that
most,
sound?
And it's the most like mundane things that you would have around your house
Yeah.
too.
And then they're just, it's like, it's truly an art form.
literally put a little reverb on it, and bam,
Yeah.
you got yourself a whole
It's real cool.
whole ass soundtrack.
But with that opening title sequence, so the images that are being flashed are very disturbing.
Yeah, it's very like almost like artsy.
Yeah,
like the way
like art film,
art house. Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah.
And I was eating oatmeal
Oh no.
while
Not the
watching
oats.
that, and it was looking. Some of it was looking like some of the fingers were like real like. Bleh. I had to
Yeah.
stop because I was like, ew, I'm about to puke up all my oatmeal
That's so bad.
because the pictures
They're-
pictures did their job.
That's great.
And I was
yeah.
like,
they
Oh,
unsettled your
the
stomach.
texture was just similar enough to like oatmeal, you know, when it's been like sitting there for a while, and so it started to kind of like coagulate, and
Yeah.
it's getting a little bit more clumpy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love me some oatmeal though.
I do too.
Mm.
But I was like, we're gonna have to stop until we get to a more comforting
Yeah,
scene.
Yeah, like 1 minute, 2 minutes later. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the whole first half of that, or like first bit of that movie, at least all the way through the van scene, is some of my favorite. Like it's
Yeah.
just, it's so good, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, yeah.
All of it
All
is
of it, the whole
unnerving, and it's like everything makes you uncomfortable.
Well, even from the beginning, how you start with the opening credit scene, the noise, the sound effects.
Yeah,
and
that
then,
shit's triggering.
And then, and then
Once you've heard it once, you're like, oh, fuck. Because I've like, of course, so many haunted houses too will have, typically they'll end with a chainsaw. But like, I remember one in particular, we like went, it was like on the Kima boardwalk or something, but I was with my mom, and the moment we walked into like the little basement thing and it had like the ice chest, I think they were playing that sound.
Yeah.
And it was like
you
with
saw
the
a hook.
strobe.
Did you see a hook?
Yeah, I think so. And so like the moment we stepped in there, we were like, oh,
We know what's
like,
about to come
oh fuck,
out.
Leatherface about to get us. And so that was, I mean, and they played that sound in the background, and it was just like, oh fuck, I know exactly where I am, and I'm scared.
So I know I'm love
terrified.
horror, like haunted houses. Like,
Oh yes, they're my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like I'm always afraid I'm gonna punch someone. Like
It's your natural reaction to
Yeah.
want to defend yourself.
and I'd be like,
Well, I love haunted house, but then I've always had that irrational fear that like one time, like
it's gonna be a real
it's
ghost.
a real killer, like
Yeah.
or someone who's like,
Because that would be the perfect place to hide.
you literally just fit right in and you get to get away with doing it. And I'm sure they wouldn't figure out until at least another 30, 40 minutes or another round of people come in and trip over a body. So it's like,
There's literally a whole horror film that's like that. Fuck, which one is it? Oh God,
you have to
they
look it
go
up.
into that like they're trying to find. It's on Shudder. I know it is. Speaking of Shudder, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is where I watched that this morning.
Yeah,
so they
that's
have
awesome.
the original.
They do.
So we love Shudder.
Love it.
Sponsor us.
On there all the time.
Yeah, really.
Lots of good finds on there. We were just, it's funny because I logged in, me and Caitlin share the same Shudder account for now. And so
Until you sponsor us.
yes. And so it's funny because I got on there and I started watching Halloween 4, but it was like currently playing and I was like, oh, is Caitlin watching something right now?
Oh no, yeah. So they just have like a TV channel essentially going at all times. And so
wow.
it just has different films playing, and you can just, I mean, that's how ended up watching one film. I don't remember the name now. It was a while. It was like over a year ago. That was just playing on there, and I really liked it.
Cute.
But yeah, they kind of just, so it's like, I think it's a really cool feature. Like if you don't want to like know what you want to pick.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah, you
that's really
just
cool. I literally
like,
thought, I was like, oh, this is what Caitlin's watching right now. And I literally, it was such a wholesome moment though too, because I was sitting there for at least a good 3 minutes, like we're watching this together.
I love that. Oh, now I wish I wouldn't have said that,
okay.
so we could have kept that illusion.
I'll bury the trauma. It's fine. Just like everything else. No, it's cool, but that's a really great feature. Shudder, you're doing your thing. Y'all need to get on that.
Yeah, Netflix
Everybody,
has that
come on.
shuffle play where you
Yeah.
can click on something too, which is cool. But
Which I never
Shudder
use.
just already, yeah,
I
me
just
neither.
scroll for about 5 minutes, like meh, meh.
I always click on it and then I go, no. And I back out. I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
Well, I mean, honestly, an hour and a half, a good hour, even 30 minutes of your time's very precious. You don't want to
I got it to
waste it.
waste on something I don't want to watch.
So yeah, going back to the whole van ride, like that was a whole thing, and then like picking up the hitchhiker. Oh, but before all that, like Pam reading astrology and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
I literally
Saturn
wrote
in
down.
retrograde.
I wrote down. Of course, Sally is a Capricorn. That's why she survived.
Yeah,
I was like, us Caps wouldn't die.
final girls.
Yeah, the moment they said that, I was like, that's why she lives.
Mm.
That's why she lives.
I would love to think that I would live, but I'm a Taurus, so I think my stubbornness would probably at some point get me killed.
That I will say, I am a little okay. Well, I guess we'll get to the chase scene in a little bit. At that point, I was like, God damn it, why you got to be a Capricorn now? You're making us look real dumb, Sally. She also has a knack for jumping through windows.
Oh.
Bitch, jump through too.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
That'll fuck you up.
Literally.
Like, oy. Anyways, the van scene. Homeboy who plays
The hitchhiker.
the hitchhiker, he did such a good job.
Yeah.
He, like the whole film, he's so fucking creepy. He's so weird. He did an amazing job.
I looked into it, and he actually portrayed that character after his nephew who had schizophrenia.
Oh.
And so but like he was very like big on like his nephew wasn't violent or anything, but that's how he got like those mannerisms from and stuff. And so yeah, and even like I guess it kind of ties in even with Leatherface in the whole movie, because you can tell that there's something not all the way there with Leatherface, even though we don't know what it is.
Well, they're inbred.
Yeah,
all of the family is.
So there's,
and so there's it's like naked mole rats. Like eventually, if you keep crossing the bloodline so much, somewhere you're bound to get some
type of
disability.
There you go. And so yeah, it's kind of crazy how sometimes in movies like horror movies they use like people who are more like mentally challenged, I guess, in that sense. They like make them more the bad guy, if that makes sense. Yeah. But in real life, it's not like that.
Yeah.
So if you have anybody like that, don't think of them.
Yeah, there's a big
stigma.
thing. Yeah,
that's what I was trying to get to. The stigma about it,
especially in deformities, and like stuff like that. Like there's that big thing with Anne Hathaway and her portrayal of, like hands that are, I don't remember what it is, but she got some flack because
the Witches movie.
Yeah. But I don't think it was her choice. She wasn't intending to do that, but like a lot of people were offended that like she was portrayed as a bad person and
with hands like that.
Yeah. So then because they might not think about it, but like, that's going to put some sort of bias in your head, like naturally. And you're going to.
When it disenfranchises a whole group of people. But anyways, that was a whole different tangent. Anyways, he got all those like mannerisms from his nephew. So that's how he brought his character to life.
Well, he did a great job.
He did a really good job, especially when he gets in and like he's like so like weird and creepy, and then like pulls out his little meat sack and like pulls out the photos of like all the meat and talking about his family, and then cuts his hand. At that point, I don't know why they were all still like chill, just looking at him like
I would have been like, no,
like, get out.
First off, what was it? I think it's Pam is the one that's like, he looks kind of weird. No, like, don't pick him up. And I'm like, y'all should have fucking listened to her. None of this would have happened.
Pam knows everything.
Yeah, this bitch dies. Why are they walking into someone's? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there. And so yeah, I mean, honestly, have you ever thought about picking up someone on the side of the road? No,
because I've listened to one too many true crime podcasts. And forensic files, and that is like A, it's either the person hitchhiking who gets murdered, or B, it's the hitchhiker who then kills someone. Like there's a whole serial killer who that was what she did.
Yeah,
she was a hitchhiker.
It's crazy.
She'd get picked up. So she was portrayed in American Horror Story Hotel.
Yeah, Eileen. I see people on the side of the road sometimes. I'm like, I want to give them a ride. But
absolutely do not. Speed up, lock your car.
So I don't. But because those other thoughts come into the back of my mind, I'm like, well, what if this is the one time that they like get in and then they try to like, they pull out a gun on me or they like,
Yeah, don't trust no one.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else.
I'm learning.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't trust people.
The movies be teaching me.
They suck.
Oh, humans.
But yeah, that whole scene, the whole graveyard scene, everything, like with that man sitting on the tire, just drunk, rambling to himself.
Yes.
All of that it's so simple.
The bearer of the, like, telling them what's really, he's like foreshadowing everything.
And like
You're
saying like,
die.
pretty much like no one's listening to an old drunk man and they just laugh me off, but some of them know better. Like, but like that whole scene is just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's so simple. Like this whole film is so simple. It's so low budget.
Very much so. There's literally only like 6, 7 actors in total.
The ending credits are so short.
Yeah.
It's just like bloop.
Literally. In 1974, this was like before like this was before like all the slashers started coming out. It's like kind of kicked it all off.
Yes, it is definitely a like catalyst. But yeah, that just all of it up until they get to the Franklin place, or like, because even at the gas station, it's still creepy because the way that the older brother's like sitting there being like, you don't want to go around that house, like blah blah. You should just stay here. You should just stay here. The way he keeps repeating it is like, yeah, like I get it. Stop.
But it's also too like, is that reverse psychology that he's in, right, for sure, because he obviously wants them to.
Yeah, well, he saw the mark too. And so I think he also probably had gas, but said
Yeah,
he
of
didn't.
course. Yeah, because he wants them to run out. I'm like, okay, you don't got no gas.
Stay.
Yeah, that was creepy. And then they make their way to the house, and it's kind of okay for a little while. 'Cause she's showing them like, oh, this is where we grew, childhood home,
and that place is gutted.
Yeah,
not nice no more. And then they go and run off. Speaking of the gas station though, that's in Bastrop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know where it was filmed.
You can still
I
go
knew
there
in Texas, but yeah,
and you can stay and eat barbecue there. But it's
okay.
It's cows and stuff, not humans.
Oh darn!
Oh,
really
I was
wanted
really
that.
wanting to dip into cannibalism. But yeah, that's in Bastrop, which I used to go to Bastrop all the time. And I guess I never saw it. I will say every time I would drive to Bastrop, the way that you have to get there, you have to drive through Granger, Texas, which has the Hewitt Mansion, which is it's where they go to in the remake.
You got yeah. Okay.
And so that's like the house that they go to instead of the one that they went to, that scene.
Yeah.
They go to that house instead. And so I've seen that. I've driven past that house, oh God, probably 20, 30 times. And I don't understand why the people who own that house aren't out there. Like, I would have, like, you want to take a picture with the house?
Yeah.
$5.
Making money off of it. You want to come inside? You want to get chased around by my little cousin?
Yeah.
In the leather face suit?
We'll get a chainsaw. We'll get it going for you. Like, I mean, I would be monetizing that as fast as I could.
Obviously.
At least the gas station does. It's filled with like horror memorabilia and stuff. So, and that's operating. But the Hewitt Mansion, I guess, is a residential place. And I'm like, y'all suck. Like, I would.
They could be making some extra side hustle there.
Let me buy it. Pay for your property taxes, I'm sure.
Honestly, imagine like also, well, I guess there's also other things there. Like, you have to have certain, because I was like, imagine being able to like every Halloween turn that into like a little haunted house kind of thing.
There's got to be some sort of.
Yeah, I'm sure they have to get some sort of city, whatever.
Ordinance
this and that.
safety thing. Yeah.
All those kinds of things. Oh, damn rules.
That you can also eat. So the house that is like where Leatherface and his family live, that house, it was originally in Round Rock, but in the like 80s or something, it was moved in 6 parts to, where is it?
Like they broke it apart and moved it? Legit?
They moved the house,
Oh, wow.
So there's actually 2 of these houses, first off, too. There's one that was built after it because like they wanted some sort of like, I don't know, there's just like a copy of it. I don't know why.
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, they were like, we need 2 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, so it was moved to Kingsland, Texas. And it's a little diner. You can go there and eat. Okay. And I think they do a little bit more of the kitschy stuff.
See, now they're making money. They're being smart with that.
They've got like all the memorabilia and everything. And so that's a pretty cool place. See? Original Texas Chainsaw House in Kingsland.
Cute.
Yeah. And so you can go there and they have all sorts of breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you can go dine in the original Leatherface house if you want.
Honestly, it sounds like a great time to me.
Yeah, I want to go. And now I want to go to the little gas station in Bastrop too, even though I'm a vegetarian. This movie made me so happy I was a vegetarian. Because like all that meat, like the dried skin on some of the faces looked like fucking like beef jerky.
All the
and
bones
I was like,
everywhere. The bone furniture.
Yeah. That scene. So like, after the house, it calms down a bit. And then those 2 dummies, Pam and
Kirk?
Kirk. Yeah.
Is it Kurt or Kirk? Kirk, right? Yeah.
Go down to swim in the little creek thing. Then they hear the generator whirring and they're like, ooh, or gas. And I'm like, no,
Like,
don't go do that.
yeah, literally.
I don't. They were just like, and then when
and then
they
they get
saw
to the
all
house.
the cars
Yeah.
and stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't look
Is that
suspicious
not a red flag
to
to
you?
you? I guess they haven't at that point seen as many scary movies as we have.
Yeah.
But
horror
yeah.
films, they always just lack common sense.
Mhm.
And then knocking on the door, and this motherfucker, the door opens and you go in, especially when they got like weird ass shit over the walls.
Well, right before that, they found the tooth on the porch, and Pam was smart. Pam
was
this
like,
whole
ew.
movie. Pam this whole movie. She's like, oh, I ain't going in there.
Well,
She's
but
like,
then she goes in
well,
because she's looking for Kurt.
Yeah, but I mean, also that too, the fact that he just like, oh, I'm gonna walk in, and then he hears the pig noises and stuff, and I'm just like, that's not an invitation.
No, I would be like, this is fucking weird. Let me get out.
And then at that point too, isn't Leatherface just really protecting his property? Because that's a home invasion.
It is. Yeah.
They're literally going in uninvited into his house.
They broke into his house.
Literally broke into it. So honestly, at this point, Team Leatherface.
He's in the right.
He's honestly clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and then
the whole time Pam's yelling, "Let's go, let's go," and Kurt's like, "No, let me. I'm gonna give him my guitar. No one wants your goddamn guitar. It's probably 2 cents."
And what was that? Like that door must have been not even closed anyways.
That poor door.
Because he just literally just opens.
Yeah.
Like okay.
He was banging for a little bit, but like no door should open from being knocked on.
Yeah. And so then he walks in and sees all the. What are they called? Taxidermy? The stuff.
Yeah, there's just like fur trappings and everything all over the house.
So let me just keep going in further and further.
And
then
like a weird red room.
And then whack.
Yep. And then, I do love how he went into like a seizure-like state after that. I thought that was really, it's a nice touch.
Hit him so hard and he had to hit him again.
He went down and then he was like,
yeah, all the blood everywhere too. Yeah. And then it goes into like Leatherface slamming that steel door.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cheesy and it's like, ding.
Literally. And because they had that little sound effect. It's so good though, because it's like, I'm sure in 1974 when you were watching that back then, it's like so like
yeah,
fucking
dramatic,
like damn, like homeboy just got murdered and snatched.
Yeah.
Where'd he take him? What's he gonna do to him next?
And then that's where Pam comes in.
Good old Pam. Oh, the ass shot.
As she's getting up
from
the swing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at her back. Her back looked so nice.
It did. Apparently, it wasn't supposed to be in the movie.
Why?
They filmed it.
But they were like, damn, that booty's so good. We got to put it in.
Well, they filmed it, but because it's 1974, I think like the producers at some point were just like, we can't have that. It's too like risque, right? And so, but the director apparently or the editor just slipped it in without them knowing. And so when it premiered on the movie night, like nobody knew it was going to be on there.
And they were like,
so
what?
The actress too, I was watching the commentary and she was mortified that she was like, there over my cheeks, there on Cinescope. And I'm just like, oh my God. But now she's like, I love it now. Like, it's great. Put them back up there.
Yeah, she's
but back then,
I looked hot as fuck.
yeah, but back then she was just like, my ass was just out. But anyway, it's just a little tidbit. Pretty cool.
I like that. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. But yeah, there she goes, Pam, walking in, searching for Kurt.
Yeah. Okay. So when she gets into I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it the chicken room because it's littered in chicken feathers. There's bones. That chicken in the cage and then all the clearly
furniture.
Yeah, the whole couch made of humans.
Well, I love too how she's just like the shots, the
it
angles
is so long.
Literally, of her just looking at everything. I'm just like, homegirl, go.
And
run.
she's just there, and then she starts gagging eventually. Yeah. And I imagine probably what was supposed to happen is that this was like a slowed down version of her taking everything in.
Yeah.
But it's so drawn out, and I'm just like, also that room just makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
Like, it's so nasty. Thick. And so finally when she starts gagging, I'm like, oh, thank God, took you fucking long enough. But then she's just laying on the ground and she's kind of flopping around. And I'm like, Pam, get up.
Literally.
What is your problem?
It's like stepping on Legos maybe. She just couldn't. It was like
she was slipping around like she was on a fucking patch of ice. I was like, what is girl, come on. And she finally gets up. And then the meat hook.
Oh yeah, that honestly that always gets me. That is so because then I think
that's gotta be the most painful thing.
Honestly, and I think about myself and if I were in that situation, I'm like, man, if someone just threw me on a meat hook, how could I get? I'm like, you can't get off of that. That thing is literally just
Yeah.
There's no force or strength.
It's
to
kind
it.
of one time.
I was thinking literally of like, can I like?
Well, that's what she tried to do.
Yeah.
Like she put her arms up. One time when I was younger, I was climbing a fence. It had barbed wire on the top, and my foot slipped, and my hand got stuck on the barbed wire. I've got this big old scar here from it. And I was hanging by my hand. And so then I had to lift myself up and then out off of it to get off. And then my hand was all split open. And then I had to walk a mile home. I was trying to take a shortcut to my friend's house, but I had to walk around. This other lady, like she was there at the park with her kid, and she was like, like shielding her kid's eyes. And I'm like in 6th grade, so I'm pretty young.
Yeah.
And my hand's split open, and
She's
I'm bleeding.
not even helping you?
She didn't fucking help me.
That's crazy.
Thankfully, my friend's mom was a nurse, and she had butterfly stitches at the house, so
Fuck. No, that seems
she
really
patched me
painful.
right up. But kind of that same idea. You would have to lift up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very thin now. Long line.
I see it.
Yeah.
It's a good story. Not really, but like.
Yeah. But I imagine it would have to be a similar lift up and then out kind of thing, which would be so hard coming from your back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it would be possible.
And fucking painful.
You'd have to be real strong,
Mm.
which I'm not, so I'd be dead. I love when she comes out of the cooler. It's so funny.
Literally, when Jerry goes in looking right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, so she had to watch Kurt get cut up
we didn't mention
too.
that.
That's pretty fucked up.
But it's pretty cool how like it's also like the movie's actually not that gory in the sense of
it
showing
doesn't show
you.
a lot.
Yeah, it's
Because
just
he
know
just
what's
looks
happening.
like he's
literally, yeah, and it's got that thing blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's you really don't see it happening, but you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Imagine poor girl just watching her boyfriend just getting filleted, and chopped
up,
with
yeah.
a chainsaw
It's fucking wild.
on a hook.
Yeah.
On a hook.
Literally
Mm.
the worst thing that could happen.
It's another date night.
It's just because Saturn was in retrograde.
Honestly.
Fucker.
But she's like, oh, it's my kink. How'd you know? Leather daddy. So yeah. That's a whole crazy scene too. Just him getting all chopped up and then her just having to watch and then it just transitions to back over to the other guys. Yeah.
Jerry's
and they're like,
coming to find him.
We're like, where the fuck is Pam and Kurt?
It never really tells you what happens to Jerry.
No, he just
He gets hit on the head, but then he like goes missing.
That's it. Well, and then also too, Pam. The last time we see her is in
The cooler.
and then
So
she wasn't dead.
Yeah.
So she's just still there to this day.
In that little cooler. And Jerry's crawling around the house somewhere.
Bludgeoned.
I guess he finally found him. I don't know. They really don't tie that scene up very well.
No, it's some holes there, but
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of fine. I mean, I guess we can. I mean, we get it. They're dead.
Yeah.
Something happened.
But like then it has that whole dramatic scene of Leatherface sitting there like, oh, I can't believe I let him get away kind of thing. Like, and then licking his little lips, little teeth.
What a shot.
They're so sharp. They're like little shark teeth.
For eating flesh and ripping through humans.
Gross. It's so nasty.
It's like, side note, have you watched the new episodes of American Horror Story?
No.
Okay. Talk about ripping into human flesh.
Oh, fun.
That's just would give you a little foreshadowing of what to expect.
I'm excited.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that scene is, I don't know, like I feel like they need to mention what in the world happened to Jerry. Because like if they're going to have that whole dramatic scene of Leatherface sitting there being like, oh.
What if he did, like, side note, like we could make a whole other movie where like Jerry got away and it turned it in just so many things that it could go into.
Yeah.
Survivor, or like he was so fucked up from the experience that he becomes a new Leatherface, like something.
Getting revenge. I don't know.
On the Sawyer family descendants, but
Yeah.
there's not really any, but still.
Probably not.
No. But yeah. Well, that's a whole other movie, isn't it? The remake tied in more on that. She was like a cousin or something. Am I talking about the right movie?
I don't
The
even know.
remake?
I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't think I've even bothered with some of them.
Okay. It was the one that came out a few years ago.
I saw the original, like the remake, but, I've seen,
Because there was
The
one with like
second
Jessica
one.
Biel,
I
right?
don't know.
Like
We'll have to
Yeah.
look.
Well, the funny thing is too, because I was looking into it, it's that it spawned a whole lot of other movies, but none of them are really like, they don't really tie into each other. Like even the the sequels to the original movie, change a few things and don't really follow the same storyline.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny how the legend, like not the legend, but like the family lore of the Sawyers, it kind of changes with every iteration.
Oh, yeah. See, it got terrible reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, yeah, it does have Jessica Biel. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. I think I was like,
yeah, well, it came out a long time, like 2002. I think I only watched it because my sisters watched it at the house or something. Like we blockbustered that.
This is another one. So I watched this one I watched the original when I was younger, and while I was watching it, and I think it was some friends over. We were having like a sleepover, and my fucking stepdad started a chainsaw up outside the goddamn window.
You and having these experiences with the movies you watch.
I know.
The phone ringing.
This one, though, he was just trying to fuck with us, and yeah, started a fucking chainsaw while we were watching the movies. So then we were like screaming.
I love that.
And my stepdad's like a big guy too. So
yeah, it looks like Leatherface.
Yeah, it was like it was terrifying.
I'd shit my pants. Yeah, no, that reminds me of like one time we were watching the Blair Witch Project. My dad and my sisters, and I guess he left at one point. We didn't even notice to go use the restroom or something. When he came back, he scared the crap out of us. It was at some moment too, I think, where they were finding the tongue.
Oh yeah, yeah,
in the woods or something like that. Yeah. It was, anyways.
See, when it's like documentary or like, you know, very raw footage like that, it's easy to get hooked up in it, and that is something I really liked about this film. The acting, well, aside from Franklin.
Oh God.
Points. Franklin, at some points, I was like, dear God, like when his arm gets chopped open and the way he's crying, and then when he's rolling around the house. I mean, I would be pissed off too, yeah. But he's
just like, whatever that's called, blowing farts. I don't know, man.
Little
crazy.
raspberry, yeah.
Little raspberries, yeah.
He's, it was just so over the top. And when his wheelchair falls down the hill, I shouldn't laugh, but it was funny.
I didn't really like his character. Yeah.
No,
I would, whenever
very
he got,
over the top.
Oh God, and then the whole scene. So then, you know, Jerry, Pam, Kirk, we're all dead. So here comes Franklin and Sally, and fucking just pulls his flashlight up and bam, Leatherface starts chopping away at him.
And that is the first time that I feel like you really, really see a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And it's not showing anything because the shot is from behind the chair. So you're really only seeing Franklin's outline. And then you're seeing Leatherface up close with the chainsaw going. And then you're seeing the blood splatter back or spatter back.
Another fun fact is that when they were filming that, they had two people on both sides of the wheelchair, literally with fake blood in their mouth and spitting it on him.
Oh.
So that's how they got the spurts.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's...
Because I guess back then they didn't have
very practical effects. Yeah.
Super practical.
I love
literally
that.
Just spitting blood on you. And then Sally, the whole screaming and just watching her scream, like,
Sally and Franklin's dynamic really cracked me up because, well, they're siblings, and it was obvious, like, because Sally was like, had more composure around everyone else, but when it was just Franklin, you could tell like she was on her last nerve. Yeah, she was like, where the fuck are they? Like, and I don't know, their dynamic, especially with the truck scene, is I was just laughing. Yeah. But yeah, so Sally's running scene. First off,
we're here.
It's so drawn out. It is so drawn out.
They were like, we need 3 more minutes to add to the footage.
Sally just running.
Just run, girl.
And screaming. I mean, I think for that time period, I think that was phenomenal.
Probably.
Now I would probably want to see a little bit less.
It's a little cheesy.
It's cheesy.
Yeah.
But but there's some scenes that are super important, like when she runs upstairs, finds the grandpa, and then like the
chairs and they're all dried up. Yeah, that's weird.
So that's interesting. Like, I mean,
It adds.
pivotal
Yeah.
too. Like, I mean, you need to know
You could have just chopped up 30 seconds off of that run.
they have him up there.
Stitch it together.
She jumps out of so many windows.
The window jumping.
So I'm really surprised that she's still alive, especially from that second story jump.
Yeah.
Because breaking through a window doesn't. I mean, you're fucked up. I mean, clearly by the end she's covered in blood, so she is very.
You
hurt.
see that happen in movies sometimes, and I'm just like, how even do you like through the window? And then you wouldn't. Sometimes you watch it in the movies and like there's nothing on them, and I'm just like, wouldn't you have glass fucking like
stuck in your skin
all everywhere?
You would
and if
think
you fall on it too,
yeah, yeah. And thankfully she's like, limping and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. The
Sally.
scene that really gets me though is towards the end of the running sequence where she's tangled in that brush with her hair, and it's so, and he's like having to chop through it, and I'm like, I don't know, like my ass would have hit the ground, and I would have been like army crawling it out of there.
Oh yeah.
First, I also probably would have hid somewhere just from the start.
Yeah.
Because first off, he ain't gonna be able to hear you. He got a fucking chainsaw. You don't even got to worry about being quiet.
It's
really,
dark.
It's dark.
There
like,
were so
I feel
many
like you could
things
just wait
working
it out
in her favor if she would have just done that, as opposed to literally
just flailing and
around.
Screaming.
Literally screaming like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Come get me.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And then she finally makes it back to the gas station, and you think she's safe.
Gosh, and then we're back at creepy guy.
Yeah.
Which turns out to be older brother.
Yes. And he, so I literally, I wrote down, I put, Sally outran a guy with the chainsaw for like 30 minutes and then gets taken down by a broom.
Literally.
Motherfucker's just slapping her with a broom.
Broom beats knife.
Yeah.
Literally.
The first hit, pwap.
Literally. And she's just like, ah.
And then she's just getting smacked by a broom.
I love it. Literally.
If
there was any way to go, imagine if that's how like it ended. She just got broomed
to death. I just that part just. I was like, this bitch. I mean, obviously she was probably tired, and her defenses were down because she thought she was safe. But the moment I saw that rope and stuff, like my hand would have been so tight on that knife, no broom would have whacked it out.
Oh.
And then like she clearly had the better weapon.
Legit. The fact that like she couldn't,
she did all these other things.
She like you said, she had been through it already. I'm sure her mental like state was not even like, she was probably
she witnessed her brother getting murdered.
She was just like, woof.
And knowing that everyone else is probably dead too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that in itself, yes, but like also I'm just like, you could have fought a little harder. Like,
yes, she could have.
Yeah.
If,
I would have.
I would have.
That's just me. Not a part of the movie. I wasn't cast. Apparently, they didn't call me in 1974.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
But yeah, no. Then we get taken. Then we wake up and we're
in the house. I will say I do really like the
truck ride
over because it's clear that like this brother's kind of like losing his sanity and he's like slipping in between like two different people. Is what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Are you comfortable? I'm like, no, bitch.
Yeah, he's like talking to her like a normal person, and then all of a sudden he starts like poking her with the broom.
Yeah,
and he's like laughing, and it's clear that he's like slipping from this person like as he's going back to there.
There's multiple personalities in there or something. Yeah,
and he's getting back closer to his home. It's like his true tendencies are starting to come out. And then of course,
well, he is an interesting character too because like well, if we'll get,
he's abusive as fuck.
He's abusive, yes, but we'll get to it. Like,
I felt bad for poor little Leatherface.
Oh yeah, honestly, Leatherface doesn't even seem like he even wanted to do any of that.
Yeah,
like,
I think he's just
influenced and used by his brothers. Yeah, he's definitely that. And him and his the hitchhiker brother. I forget his name.
I don't know.
It's hitchhiker.
I think it's his mental. Like, they use his poor mental state.
Yeah.
For.
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Like they just take advantage of him.
Yes.
And they're like, you're a strong, big guy, and so you take out the people, and they just tell him. I think he's just literally being told what to do.
that guy, the older brother, he says, I can't do I don't take pleasure in killing or something like that. So it's weird because I was trying to tie that back to what you were talking about him. Yeah. Like that is such a dynamic and complexity of a person where it's like, I won't kill him, but I'll bring him to you. I'll bring him to you and you can kill it for me.
And then I'll cook him.
Yeah. That's so weird. Like, I don't know.
I guess it's like people who don't hunt, but then still cook meat, I guess, kind of thing.
Oh,
I don't
not
know.
me talking about myself. Oh gosh, shots fired. But yeah, so it's a whole dynamic.
Feels
so
like if you're to simplify it, that's kind of what it feels like.
That whole scene though of like where she wakes up and then she's tied to the chair and she's on
With
the other hands.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh, but even before that, the oh gosh,
the grandpa
sucking her.
Yeah, the blood sucking scene is. It's
so
fucking
creepy,
twisted.
scary.
Yeah, it's dark. I definitely wrote that down. I was like, grandpa blood sucking scene is just, it is so fucking nasty.
It's gross.
And he's just like suckling on her finger, and then he's like, just his little hands and his feet movement. It looks like pure ecstasy, really.
Honestly,
like, and he's so
it's
happy.
like when you eat something good and you're like doing your happy dance.
Yeah, this old little grandpa. And why does he look like that?
Oh, I know, right? Oh, because he was really old, right? He's like 100 and something.
Like he looks like he's been soaking in the bottom of a tub for like his skin was like bloated. Like at first I thought he was dead upstairs. Like the first time I ever watched it. And then at that part I realized, oh no, he's alive.
Motherfucker's alive.
And I'm like, but why?
The actor was actually like really young, like in his 20s that they put in all that makeup.
They just put him in that
like 8
suit.
hours of makeup. Yeah. Prosthetics.
It's nasty. And the scene where how terrifying it must have been for Sally when she's at the table and she starts screaming and then they just all start
mocking
howling
her.
with her. Yeah, and just screaming with her. It's like,
it's so sadistic.
that has to be the most terrifying thing to feel.
It's like it's pure torture. It was literally pure 10 minutes of just like torture, just watching her having to sit through all that. Yeah.
And then just talking to her like that and laughing in her face. It's just like they're mocking her, and it's just.
Sally Dunn went through all that shit.
She did that. I mean, that shit's like.
That's going to stick with you.
And it helps tie into the ending scene, I think, for sure. Yeah, that whole scene. When they try to get the grandpa to kill her.
Oh my God! Yes,
he can take her out in one lick.
Literally, he's the best killer around. He's been doing
it. The thing
it.
kept dropping. Leatherface keeps bending over, picking it up, putting it back.
Oh my! That was pure comedy. Actually.
It was.
Yeah.
But then you get the one quick little blip of a scene with her hair flipped over, and you see the giant. Like she's got a fucking giant head wound. She's got a pretty decent sized head wound.
Yeah.
Still, and it's like.
They really did a number on her.
They did. She was fucked up. So after that, though, while Grandpa's failing to kill her because he's ancient, and probably, I mean, I guess that was his food source, was a little bit of blood. I'm like, is he a goddamn vampire?
Well, at that point, too, I'm like, why the hell are y'all having this 100 and something year old man try to kill this? Y'all just do it.
Yeah, just get it over with. But so she sees her out and she takes it.
Yeah.
As she should.
Finally.
And she gets out and she's running, and it looks like younger brother's gonna get her for a second.
Oh man, this scene. Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
And then she barely just gets away for that. Well, also too, why did this truck
driver
stop? This truck obviously saw them. No. But yeah, just runs right into a hitchhiker. And that scene where the truck is going over the body, I know it's a dummy, but it's like so. Like,
it's it's like
you can, yeah.
So I think that so with that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is obviously not real inspired events, but it is inspired from Ed Gein, the serial killer, who often wore a leather face.
Yeah.
And he kept multiple trophies of
his victims.
It's also, I believe, Ed Gein was a lot of inspiration for Norman Bates as well, because I'm pretty sure Ed Gein had a thing for his mother's underwear.
I'll have to look
when he was. I might be confusing him with another serial killer, but I'm pretty sure he had like a thing for his mother's underwear.
What a time to be alive!
But at the end, the cattle, so that truck driver, his name in the film is technically Ed Gwynn, Like it's
okay.
Guinn. And so I just thought that was that's
cute
a
little
nice
nod.
little nod. Yeah.
Homage, paying homage to the real serial
To
killer where it
Ed
was
Gein.
inspired. Well, that whole even like the whole the opening. We didn't even talk about the title sequence whenever it was opening. It was like these stories are inspired by Jude, whatever. It really
The
sets
narrator.
this really sets the tone.
I
for the
love
movie.
that.
That voice.
Like the opening and the ending sequences are
Great
just amazing.
ending and a bookend.
Yeah.
and
I think they're
beginning.
both so well done. I love the narration at the beginning, like Star Wars esque kind of looking. I just think it's great.
That was pre Star Wars.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So
So Star Wars got it from.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But yeah, no, the whole setting the scene, I really love it.
And so we're getting to the end of it. She's running. The hitchhiker gets hit. And
why
then,
in the world they get through the truck? Like, and then we don't even know what happens to the truck driver.
he just runs off.
Yeah. But
Well, and
it's
also,
like,
too,
why didn't
get in
y'all
the
just
truck and
drive the
drive away?
fucking truck? Yeah.
It's crazy that they go out the other end. I'm like, but I guess there needed to be.
Just
They still
stay.
had like more footage in the camera, so they're like, keep rolling.
Yeah.
Don't leave.
Keep out. Run.
Get out the other side.
Run.
And he hits him with that little monkey wrench.
Yeah.
And Leatherface cuts his little leg, but he's still mad at. He's like unfazed.
He still gets up.
He's
Yeah.
just like, nah.
I mean, there's got to be
Without
so much adrenaline pumping at that point. Okay, first off, the lighting. The lighting in that scene is beautiful. It's the sunrise.
Yeah.
She's made it. It's the dawn of a new day. She's made it through this
There's
like
so much
terror of the night.
reference, Yes.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's spot on for like all the coloration and everything that's happening is so Texas. It feels so Texas.
It does,
I don't know.
doesn't it? You can feel the morning heat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally I love everything about that scene. She's trying to get into this fucking truck. It's so she's all slipping around again.
Literally.
And I'm like, bitch, just get in the truck.
And also,
I'm like, you're about to die.
If I'm like driving and I see someone getting chased by someone with the chainsaw, I don't know if my initial reaction, I'm like, yeah, let me help. I'm just like, step on the gas. Not my drama.
Yeah, I would have been worried that, and that's happened. That has actually happened to a girl who survived something to an actual true crime story.
Oh wow.
Someone drove past her, and then thankfully the next couple stopped, and it saved her life.
Yeah.
If they would have ignored her, though, she would have been dead.
Cray.
So I guess it's up to you.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't come across many people bleeding, though.
But yeah, I wanted to pick up a hitchhiker.
See. But her frantic laughing at the end and like where she's lost. She's just
Marbles
like,
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's lost
At
her
that
mind.
point, too.
She's so relieved. I think that she did, like, even if her acting was terrible
For
the whole rest of the movie, which it wasn't.
That last scene.
That last scene makes it just beautiful.
Because imagine having to endure all of that, and then now what?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck.
She's getting, like, I mean, the realization that she is free.
But all her friends are dead. Her brother's dead.
Yeah. And she's just like, this is, and like, it kind of ties back into the original, her horoscope. The one that was read for her is saying like, it's going to be like these unbelievable, like it's going to seem so unreal, these events, and it's going to be hard to like comprehend. And that I feel like perfectly encompasses that little tidbit at the beginning. And yeah, I mean, she can't.
It's full circle.
Yeah, she's just sitting there. She's like lost her fucking mind.
I honestly feel like
She's
that after like
laughing
a
and, like-
stressful day at work. So I can only imagine what she like. Sometimes I'll be there like loopy, just like
After you've been,
fine.
after you've witnessed all your friends get murdered and you've had fucking weirdos just
Yeah.
sucking on your finger and having you
Grandpa.
tied to
Ugh.
blood body chairs. Yeah, I'd be losing my mind too.
Damn.
And then afterwards, so then it pans like back to Leatherface, and honestly looks like he's dancing with his
with
chainsaw.
his- and
He's
just
like just having the
spinning
time of his
around.
life.
That's
like
me
he
on a
could start
Saturday
playing
night after a few drinks.
It just, I do like that scene though.
Yeah,
I think it's
a really great way to.
end the film. I just think
Because then
it
it's
was
still
done
like,
so well. The ending is so good.
and because there's no like resolution of like, well, like, did she call the cops? But even if she went to the cops, probably they already know about it and aren't doing anything about it, or they wouldn't believe her. And then it's just like they're still out there.
Yeah.
And another unsuspecting
group of kids is gonna
come
get
through and get chopped up.
Because they're all still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's the only one that
Well,
made it
except
out.
the hitchhiker, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's
definitely
dead.
not alive.
Yeah, he's definitely dead. Got ran over by a few tires.
18 wheels.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I mean,
we had a lot to talk about with that. That was a really, I really enjoyed it, honestly.
it's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And I remember that I liked it from when I watched it before. I don't even
Jedediah
remember.
Sawyer.
That was his name,
Mhm.
Jedediah. The Sawyer
Nubbin
family.
Sawyer is one of the brothers. Drayton Sawyer. Chop Top is a brother. And then Grandpa Sawyer.
Grandpa Sawyer. Good old
Leatherface
sucking
was born
blood
in
Grandpa Sawyer.
1938.
So that would have made him...
And the film took place in 73 is what it says at the beginning, I believe. And then the actual film was made in 74.
He was 35 years old. You know.
He's pretty young.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love the ending scene. I love the opening scene. Everything in between is really good too. The only part that is like, okay, like was the Sally's chase scene that I was like, okay,
Yeah.
come on.
That and maybe even a little bit of like where Pam was in the chicken room. But other than that, like it still holds up for me.
It does. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
This film, because like we talked about how The Exorcist, when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of the world like wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
It was so much, especially The Exorcist. Because they showed it.
Yeah.
Like they went like full frontal.
And
Yeah.
one that's also religion, you know, all that ties in.
And so with this one, you know, it was a little, as we said, there really isn't a lot of gore, but it was banned in so many places. Like, so in 1974, Brazil banned it for content. It was banned in France from 74 to 77 for violent and sadistic content, 74 to 78 in Germany for extreme levels of violence, 74 to 84 in Australia.
10 years, damn.
74 to 96 in Finland, 74 to 97 in Norway, 74 to 98 in Great Britain.
Wow.
74 to 2001 in Sweden, 74 to 2004 in Singapore. 1976, it was banned in Canada, and it doesn't have an ending date.
It's still banned to this day.
Yeah. Well, it says Canada, Ottawa. I don't know.
Ottawa.
Ottawa. I don't know shit about Canada. 2 theaters were advised by local police to withdraw the film lest they face morality charges.
Damn. Well, I mean, I get it. I mean, even though they don't show a lot, it's
At that time, it was so new,
mhm.
and it showed just enough that people were like,
well, and even
this
too,
is
just
insane.
thinking about like the fact of like they're eating people, like
Yeah.
the subject matter,
Yeah,
and, like,
cannibalism.
yeah,
it's
and just the word you said, sadistic too. I
Mhm.
can see that.
Yeah.
I guess that ties into even to it's just conservative culture.
especially it's wild, and so it's interesting to see that it was like so actively taken off the shelf, essentially.
Yeah. Inaccessible, but that just makes people want it even more.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
true. I have a film that I have the DVD of it, but literally it won't play in American DVD players because it's been banned here.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
called
wow.
Freaks, but I don't have a DVD player that will play
We'll
it.
play it.
Yeah.
Like they encrypt that in the disc somehow. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep, it has
Technology.
to be like essentially a jailbroken DVD player, and you can't find it anywhere online because it's still like I think not allowed here.
Yeah.
But I've got the DVD. Anyways, the original, we talked about how the remake got a shit ass score on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes. The original had an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty high.
Drops the
Pretty
mic.
high. And then an 82% from fans through the like Rotten Tomatoes thing, but the tomato meter or whatever the fuck it's called, you got an 89%. But we don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes here.
don't.
We
do
give
booze.
booze. So what boo would you give this?
I'd give this a 4, a good 4,
Solid 4.
a solid 4 out of 5. Booze.
I
Were you? What you thinking? Where you going
I'm
with it?
tempted to give it. I absolutely love the opening and ending and the way that it's still like it was making me physically sick to my stomach.
Are you about to give this a 5?
I almost want to.
Do it.
I kind of do.
Don't hold
because
back.
this has been Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This original one is one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
This is your first 5.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That, I mean, because this and Psycho is like the one that started it all for me, I feel like.
Yeah.
Along with
nostalgia.
reading a bunch of horror like Stephen King. But I love Psycho. I love all of that, like feel for it. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And again, I it probably has to do with that personal tie-in where like
It's
scared the
nostalgic.
shit out of me the first time I saw it. Because my stepdad started a fucking chainsaw. And then
I also really like that it was a catalyst in kicking off like a lot of horror film, like slasher, blood, guts, all that kind of thing. Like I liked it.
It's
The horror
the original,
the horror tropes of like the risky, sexy couple and like the girl, and then they went off by themselves and they get killed first, of course, because that's what happens in a horror movie. You know,
it really brings all those little ties in, And I mean, the fact that it's still like to this day I can sit through so many other things, but like the fact that, I don't know, maybe it's this morning my stomach was just feeling uneasy, but like I was just like, ugh, I was eating my fucking oatmeal.
Put it down. Put it down. Nar.
Yeah, I definitely, it's definitely up there. Maybe 4.5.
Okay.
We'll knock off half a point for Sally's run scene.
Keep them humble. Yeah.
And Franklin's acting.
Oh, God. And he, apparently, the actor who played him stayed in character the entire time on set.
Oh, really?
So they all
I would have
hated
fucking
him.
lost my mind.
They all hated him.
I would have been like, get the fuck away from me.
Sally's actress, I forget her real name, said that it worked because like she wanted like
Nothing
to
to
kill
do with him. Yeah.
She was so annoyed
geez.
by him. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, that
A
gives me a
molted
little
bit, you
bit
guys.
more appreciation for him. But like also if I would have been there with him, I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
Literally.
I'm gonna hit you.
I love it.
4.5 I think for me is what it is.
And I'm at a 4 with the booze. So love it.
Pretty good film. If you have not seen the original,
Go watch it, you guys.
you are doing yourself a disservice.
It's
It's
an
really
injustice.
not. It's not scary.
It's honestly not.
It's just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
If
I
you
mean,
love horror,
slashers
it'd
in
be
general
good.
aren't scary to
Yeah.
me. I don't know those. In like real life, if I was getting chased by someone like that, yeah, of course I'd be fucking scared.
Yeah. But when you're watching it in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
especially because they make a lot of nonsensical choices.
I think it's like the same with zombies for me. Like most zombie films, I'm just like,
Meh.
well, I like them. I just don't. They don't scare me.
Oh.
The most recent one that like
Yeah, they don't
made
really
me be like,
scare
oh
me.
fuck, was Train to Busan,
That's a good
which
one.
is phenomenal. Love that movie
We'll have to
so
discuss that
much.
one. It's really good.
But yeah, that. So I mean, if you're like jumpy, I don't know. The paranormal shit is what gets me. So go watch it. Just go watch it.
Go watch it.
It's a classic.
Do yourself a favor.
You need it in your repertoire. It's spooky season.
We're getting there.
Spooky season year round for us, but spooky season for the rest of the world now. So go watch it.
Get your pumpkin spice and go watch you some horror films.
Just watch some good blood. Just don't eat oatmeal.
There you go.
But as always, we are in the lovely Rogue Media Network studios.
Very amazing.
They are doing all this fun stuffs for us, and we've got lots of great stuff planned for y'all. So stay tuned. You can always find us on any of your listening platforms that you would like. So many.
Spotify.
Yeah, Spoofy. We got
Stitcher.
Apple Podcast, Pandora.
Just pretty much anywhere where you can listen to your podcast.
Yeah, anywhere you want to listen, you can listen. But don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe because
It's the only way we can keep doing this.
only way we can get ahead in the world. You can also find us on social media, and that is
At BooBaes Podcast.
that's right, all one word. BooBaes, BAES, no B, no second
Not
B.
BooBaes.
It's not BooBabes,
Babes.
BooBaes. Yeah,
And yeah,
I think that's all.
fun. Bye,
So-
babes.
But have fun though. Watch the movie, and then we'll be back next week with
Yeah. And
something other spooky.
when
We don't know.
talk about
We'll
it.
tell you when we get there.
Love living on the edge.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
bays.
This
has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.